Hello dear students, how are you all? Welcome in class. I am Bhupender Verma, your science teacher. So dear students, today we are going to start the second part of chapter 18, that is pollution of air. In this part, we will discuss about air pollution and air properties. So let's start this part. First is air. What is air? All living things need air for breathing. Plants need air for photosynthesis to make food for the entire living world, and air is also needed for burning. Thus, the air is extremely important natural resource essential for life. As you aware, air is a mixture of mainly nitrogen and oxygen. The small amount of carbon dioxide present in air is crucial for photosynthesis. Let's understand this one section. We know that all living things need air for breathing. हम जानते हैं कि जितने भी living things हैं they need air for breathing. So which gas they need for breathing? Oxygen is needed by mainly for breathing purpose. And plants need which part of the air for photosynthesis? We know that plants need carbon dioxide for photosynthesis to make their food for and also provide the food for entire world. And air is also needed for burning. So we all know that which part of the air is helping combustion or burning? Oxygen. Thus, the air is an extremely important resource essential for life. That's why we say that air is important natural resource that is essential for life. So as we know that composition of air, generally the air mainly contains 78% nitrogen gas, 21% oxygen, and rest of the gases are other gases. 0.03% are carbon dioxide and other gases are present in it. Also contains small quantity of other gases as well as varying quantity of dust particles and water vapors. Air also contains dust particles and water vapors. Now discuss about air pollution. Air is said to be polluted if it contains substances that are harmful for humans. Air is polluted that if that contains a substance that are harmful to humans, plants and other animals. The harmful substances are pollutants. The harmful substances that mix in the air that create the impurities in the air are known as pollutants. Air pollution is mainly caused by the burning of fuels of power plants. Burning of fuels of power plants. Power plants are energy generating plants which generate the electricity. They are generally coal power plant, coal, thermal plant, CNG based plant, CNG based plants and nuclear power plants. So these plants are create lots of pollution in the air. Then industry also create the air pollution. The exhaust released by factories that create the air pollution, and vehicles exhaust also create the air pollution, and also burning firewood at homes create the air pollution. This gives off particles of carbon, gases such as carbon monoxide, particle of carbon such as carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, dioxide and other nitrogen oxide. So these are the major pollutant of air. Remember that carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide and oxide of nitrogen are main component of air pollution. And the harmful chemical containing lead. Lead is mixed in a petrol. That's why lead is also create the pollution and that is harmful for human, and it create the respiratory problems like asthma. It create the respiratory problem like asthma. Asthma is a respiratory disease. I hope student you understand this section. Next is causes of air pollution. First is SPM, suspended particulate matter. That is SPM, suspended particulate matter. The minute solid particles suspended in air are known as suspended particulate matter. वो छोटे छोटे particles, the smaller particle which are suspended in air are called as suspended particulate matter or SPM. We know that unburnt carbon particles given out during the burning of fuels from exhaust of vehicles. When the vehicle release the exhaust, the unburnt carbon particles are released out and they give the black colored smoke. They give the black colored smoke. These particles never sediment at the bottom. They are mixed in the air and when they are reach in a body through the respiratory duct and create the lots of asthmatic problem. And fine particles of cement industry. Fine particles of cement industry also mix in the air form the SPM. Finer of these particles cannot be filtered by the hair in our nose and hence a major cause of lung disease. We know that our nose has a lots of hair present in it. What is the working of these hairs? These hairs filter the air which we inhale, and if these air does not filter these particles, so these particles directly reach into our lungs and create the lungs disease. They also settle on the plant's interface and with photosynthesis. What is the effect on plants? We know that dust particle if settled on the plant leaves, then they cover the entire surface area of the leaf with the dust, and it help it stop the absorption of sunlight. It stop the absorption of sunlight by chlorophyll and reduce the amount of absorption of sunlight. That's why photosynthesis reaction is affected. I hope student you understand what is a suspended particulate matter. Now next is carbon monoxide. A carbon monoxide is one of the most dangerous pollutant. Carbon monoxide is one of the most dangerous pollutant. It is extremely poisonous. It is extremely poisonous. It mixes with the blood to prevent it from carrying oxygen. What is the mean of that? We know that hemoglobin is an essential component of blood which provides the red color to the blood. Hemoglobin is a main pigment of red blood cells which provide the red color to the blood. What is the functioning of hemoglobin? Hemoglobin carry the 4 oxygen molecule. Hemoglobin carry the 4 oxygen molecule. Each hemoglobin carry the 4 oxygen molecule. If we inhale carbon monoxide, then on hemoglobin have the 4 sites for oxygen, then carbon monoxide is settled over these sites and attached on these sites. Carbon monoxide is attached on these sites and they make a permanent bonding with the hemoglobin. They make the permanent bonding with the hemoglobin and they do not detach from the hemoglobin and form the carboxyhemoglobin. And does not provide the site for oxygen attachment. If there is a less supply of oxygen in body, then it cause lethal to death और धीरे धीरे death का कारण बनती है. Okay students, I hope you understand that part. It can even cause death due to lack of oxygen, and carbon monoxide is odorless, can therefore not to be detected by smell. Carbon monoxide is produced whenever fuels not burn completely. That means in absence of oxygen. In absence of oxygen. When a carbon substance burned in absence of oxygen, then it creates carbon monoxide. You heard about why we not in winters, why we not keep the burning coal in a room to close it. हमें कोयले को बंद रूम में नहीं रखना चाहिए because it can consume all oxygen of the room, and after that due to the lack of oxygen it creates the carbon monoxide. This is dangerous to our health and cause of death. Excess carbon dioxide, the greenhouse effect. Next is excess carbon dioxide and greenhouse effect. We know that the major greenhouse gas is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is produced whenever any fuel is burnt in homes and factories or by automobiles. That means if any carbon substance is burned, then carbon dioxide is essential to leave out from it. Carbon dioxide itself is not a pollutant. Listen, this is important. Carbon dioxide itself is not a pollutant, but it creates the greenhouse effect. How it creates the greenhouse effect? Because it have a capability to absorb the radiation which comes from sun. And what happen actually? This is the surface of earth. The radiation comes from sun, reflect back to the atmosphere again. Then the carbon dioxide which present in upper atmosphere absorb this radiation and increase the temperature of earth. This is known as greenhouse effect. However, so much fuel is being burned today, the carbon dioxide content in air increases. Also, deforestation reduces the number of trees. We know that trees are called nature lungs and trees absorb the carbon dioxide. If there due to deforestation, lack of trees and absorption of carbon dioxide is not controlled. The carbon dioxide percentage is not controlled by photosynthesis. This also contributes to increase the percentage of carbon dioxide in air. So excess of the carbon dioxide in atmosphere traps the heat of sun. This is called greenhouse effect. This is believed to cause and increase the temperature of Earth is called global warming. The greenhouse effect and increase the temperature of Earth after that glaciers are start to melt. This is known as global warming. Scientists believe that average global temperature may rise as much 2 degree by the end of century, and it can affect lots of things. This can 2 degree by the end of the century. This caused the large scale melting of ice in the polar regions and also expansion of ocean water. If the old glaciers are melt, then level of ocean water expand. These factors can lead to flooding of coastal areas by seawater, and besides it also expected to cause climatic change affecting rain patterns, agriculture, forests, plant and animals, etc. So this can affect the overall environment or nature. So that's why we need to control percentage of carbon dioxide. So gases such as methane, nitrous oxide and water vapors also contribute towards the greenhouse effect. So which more component? The more component which also contribute about greenhouse effect, methane gas, nitrous oxide and water vapors also contribute towards the greenhouse effect. There are other greenhouse gases. Several countries signed on Kyoto Protocol in December 1997 to reduce the emission of greenhouse gases. Kyoto Protocol in December 1997 to reduce the emission of greenhouse gases. This is a bond. This was followed by the Paris Climate Agreement in 2015. The main objective of this agreement is to limit the global warming such that global average temperatures increases is not more than 2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. The agreement came into force in the November 2016. The Paris Climate Agreement is now danger because President Donald Trump of USA wants USA to withdraw from the agreement. So search of the internet on the find out the latest on the Paris Accord. Okay student, this is a work for you, and find on the internet, search on internet or the latest Paris Accord and discuss about this in class. Next is sulfur dioxide. Sulfur is present in coal as a impurity. Coal as a impurity, and therefore when the coal is burned in a homes, factories or power plants, sulfur dioxide is given off. Which gas is given off? With carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide is also given off. Sulfur dioxide is poisonous gas and it affects our lungs. It affects our lungs. It combines with oxygen in air to form sulfur trioxide. This reacts with water of the clouds form sulfuric acid, and it is a reason of acid rain. When this sulfuric acid mix with the water, then come on earth in form of rain, cause the acid rain that damage the building, corrodes the metal structure, and it also reduces the fertility of soil, and it is also affect the Taj Mahal and also cause to harm the plants. Next component is nitrogen dioxide. Next component is nitrogen dioxide. Nitrogen dioxide is given off by exhaust of automobiles. It is released by exhaust of automobiles, that means vehicles, and some by industries. It is poisonous. It irritates the eyes and affects the lungs, and nitrogen dioxide also react with water vapors present in air to form nitric acid. This is to cause acid. Listen this report. The Taj Mahal is losing its white luster and getting discolored. Scientists blame the pollution from the local foundries and the oil refinery at the Mathura for this. Efforts for the government for the result in the reduction of air pollutants such as sulfur dioxide and nitrous dioxide, but suspended particulate matter is still at the high levels except during the rainy season. These particles get deposited on the moment's white marble and giving the yellow tinge. And the report presented to the parliament suggested that the clay pack treatment is not corrosive and non-abrasive be carried out to remove the deposit of marble. And you also search about this report on internet and make a report on it, paste in a notebook. Next is chlorofluorocarbons. Chlorofluorocarbons, CFCs, are compounds used in refrigerators, air conditioner and aerosols. They damage the ozone layer in atmosphere. Causing an increase in the amount of ultraviolet rays from the sun reaching the earth. In the recent past, a thinning of this layer is called ozone hole or ozone depletion was seen in over the Antarctica continent every spring. Ultraviolet light cause the damage to our eyes and skin is known as cause the skin cancer, and chlorofluorocarbon now being replaced by the other compounds and damage to the ozone layer has been reduced. Listen beta, what is chlorofluorocarbon? Chlorofluorocarbon is a fuel which is used as a refrigerant and aerosols. Refrigerant and aerosols, if this compound release in air that react with the ozone of atmosphere and damage to it convert into atmospheric oxygen. So if ozone layer is removed from the earth apart, then it does not protect from us from harmful UV radiation. You know that sunlight also contains UV radiation that is harmful for us. UV radiation cause skin cancer in body. Ozone layer absorbs the UV rays and does not reach on the earth. If ozone layer is depleted or damaged, then it can damage the human and plants. Next is lead. Lead compound is added to petrol to prevent the engines from knocking. What is the mean of knocking? Knocking is a process in which engines are not work well. Lead compounds emitted by exhaust of automobiles are absorbed by our bodies. They cause the various problems such as a mental disorder and brain disorder. Lead affect the mental disorder and damage the brain. Okay students, I hope you understand up to here. This section is complete now and one more part is remaining for this chapter. We will discuss in next video. Thank you and have a nice day. Stay home, stay safe.